Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going over how to get the gold MP5 so much easier in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. As you can see here, the gold MP5 is gorgeous. Gold in general is just something to go for in every single Call of Duty game. Some games look a little better than others, and thankfully this one doesn't look bad at all. Today we're going to be going over all the challenges: the spray, stripes, classic, geometric, Flora, science, psychedelic, and then last but not least, once you get through all of that, you have the mastery camo. Anyways, before we jump into this, if you are a part of that 42.9% of people that are not subscribed to my channel, if y'all enjoy these videos, please consider liking and subscribing. It does help me more than you guys will ever know. But anyways, guys, timestamps will be down in the description, and let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. So starting off with the spray. Now this is going to be the absolute easiest one to do, and I would not stress this whatsoever. The spray, you're just going to have to do 300 eliminations with the MP5 in multiplayer. Now, of course, this is the easiest one because you're going to be looking at getting about 1,300 kills before you can unlock the gun fully, and probably around 1,100 before you even have the chance to work on your psychedelic camos. I'll be showing a class setup at the end of this video that I would recommend running, and that class will definitely help with these eliminations. I also have another video down in the description or in this upper right hand corner that shows the fastest way to level up your gun, and that goes very in depth with how to get kills fast. Next, for the stripes, we're moving on to get 75 headshot medals. Again, this is something I would not stress over whatsoever. More than likely, by the time that you reach the psychedelic camos, you'll have most of these or all of the headshots done. The easiest way to go about this, in my opinion, is putting on any of the optic sights. I would recommend the quick dot or the microflex LED and just aiming for the heads. Hardcore is a great way to do this. I do this in core, but with hardcore, you only need to put, one or two shots into someone's head. Play passive, wait for people to come around corners. Go ahead and pre-aim that head area, and you'll be able to get these very easily. Again, that's only 75 headshots, which is better than other years, so I wouldn't stress this too much. Next, for the classic, now you're going to be getting 5 kills without dying 20 different times. Now, this took a little bit longer for me, just how this game plays out. My main tip for this is just not to get too cocky. Use the environment to your advantage. You know, those head glitches, sit in windows. I'm not condoning camping, not condoning it, but play a bit more passive, especially if you're already on that 2 or 3 kill streak. How I usually do it, or how I did do it, is I would get on like a 3 or 4 kill streak while running around getting those kills, and once I have those initial few kills, then I'll go back, play a bit more passive, wait for someone to come in the door, use some head glitches to my advantage, and get that last 1 or 2 kills. Bloodthirsties, I'm confident y'all are not going to be struggling on. I know it's some of the later camos that y'all are probably really here for, but play more passive, you know, maybe run out, get those 2 or 3 kills, and then once you're finally on that kill streak, go back a little bit, use the environment. Next, for the geometric. Now this is going to be a bit of a harder one, especially with the MP5. This is going to be getting those 50 long shot medals. Now, I did this on the combined arms. I would highly recommend playing hardcore to get these. This is probably the one game mode that people really truly play hardcore for. All the maps in this game are huge, so you will not have troubles finding areas to get those long shots, I promise. If you guys want me to make some videos on the best long shot locations across the maps, let me know, and I will definitely do that for y'all. I did that for Modern Warfare. Now, attachments are also going to be a really big thing for this. What I would highly recommend is putting on attachments that help with those further ranges. So put on some kind of sight if you don't like the iron sights. Any kind of sight will definitely help with longer range. I use the quick dot, or the microflex is probably my favorite. We're going to go to muzzle, put on the agency suppressor. If you don't have this yet, that's okay. It's a little bit later on. If you don't have that yet, I would put on probably the muzzle brake, just because it helps with that recoil control, and you're really going to need that with further range. The barrel, I would put on the 9.5-inch reinforced heavy barrel. This is going to up that effective damage range and your bullet velocity. That effective damage range is what you're looking for in long shots so that you can get those kills faster and easier. Next, head over to underbarrel and put on the field grip agent. As you can see, you're gaining both vertical and horizontal recoil control. You're losing some of that shoot movement speed, but if you're going for long shots, are you really running around that much? Last but not least, I would head over to your magazine and put on the 40 round speed mags. Now, I would recommend the Salvo 50 round fast mags, but this is glitched out for a lot of people, including myself, and it only gives you 40 rounds. So go ahead and put on that 40 round speed mags. This is so when you're shooting people further away, you're going to have more bullets to be able to kill people, and you can reload faster and get right back to shooting them if you don't kill them in those initial few bullets. So this would probably be my recommended for hardcore, sitting back, going for those long shots. Now what you're going to do is go into your settings and go to your ADS stick sensitivity low zoom. Turn this down. I have mine on a 0.9. I would recommend, if you're just going for long shots, going probably 0.7, 0.8. This is going to make it when you're in your sights, your sensitivity is lowered, so looking back and forth, up and down, while you're aiming in. This is going to make it a lot easier to get those long shots. You're not going to be missing as many shots because it's going to be slower moving left and right, and it's going to be easier to correct those shots at the further distances. I keep mine at 0.9 for all ranges personally, but I have better aim than some other people, so you kind of have to judge this on yourself. If you have really bad aim, you have to be honest with yourself here. Go ahead and drop this down to 0.5, 0.4. Go up and down as you see fits for you, but jump into hardcore, use that class setup, drop that down a little bit, and you should be getting these long shots very easily. Next, for the Flora, we're looking at kill 75 enemies that are detected, stunned, blinded by your score streaks for equipment or field upgrades in multiplayer. Now, this is going to be a pretty easy one. I would recommend just running UAV for this and some stuns. As soon as you throw up your UAV, you can get some kills. This will count towards that. Or you can stun people, and this will also count towards that. I would highly recommend just continuing to run UAV. It's going to be really easy completing this. If you do have troubles from there afterwards, put on those stuns. We can go into the perks. Put on Danger Close here. This is going to give you an additional stun. Throw on the stun grenades in your tactical. You can, again, play a bit more passive, even passive-aggressive, and just throw the stuns at the people that you see and go for those kills. Again, it shouldn't be too much of a trouble, especially with the UAVs. But the Flora is just not something that, again, I would stress too much on. Moving over to science. Now, this... oh my fucking god. This is something else. I don't know if this is bugged or what, but you literally have to be point blank range for these to count. This one took me longer than all the other attachments combined. Now, there are a lot of different things that people recommend for this. What I'm going to recommend for this is changing up your attachments here. We're going to go ahead and take all of this off. What I'm mainly going to recommend, going over the body, putting on the 5 milliwatt laser. You're going to want to go to stock, put on the Raider stock. If you have this unlocked, it's okay if not. If not, I would put on probably the collapsible stock. Handle, put on that speed tape. Magazine, go for that 40 round speed mags once again. Choose whatever you want for that last one. The reason I'm putting on this 5 milliwatt laser is so close quarter gunfights, you can hit fire and get those kills much easier. The magazine, self-explanatory. If you run out of bullets, you're going to be dead. Speed tape so that you can put that gun up faster, and that's the same thing for the Raider stock. One of the top recommended ways to do this, it sucks, but it's probably the best way to do this. Go into a room that a lot of people go into. Run some stuns. Stuns are great for this. You're going to have to sit somewhere, wait for them to come in, and slide up behind them and shoot them. Now, I always do hip fire. That's why I run the 5 milliwatt laser for stuff like this. You're going to have to be patient. You can stun them when they come in, and then slide up behind them and get the kill. Now, you have to make sure that you're right on someone, or it's just not going to work. Like, you could literally be a meter away from someone, and it's not considered a point-blank range kill. It sucks. It really sucks. And I'm going to tell you all right now, if you don't have the patience for this, this is going to take a long time. It's going to be frustrating. So stay in some rooms, wait for them to come in, stun them, slide up behind them or beside them, however you can get that kill, get right on top of them and kill them. I personally went into just core games, the combined arms. I played very aggressive, very aggressive. Now, I don't know how well my playstyle is going to work for a lot of y'all, but what I did is I slid into every single enemy that I could find. Every single enemy that was shooting me, that was near me, I slid as close as I could to them and killed them. A lot of the times I would die trying to do this, but I would probably get about 5 to 10 of the short range kills, the point blank kills in a match doing it this way. So I'd recommend either doing that, again it's going to take a while, or doing that first trick that I talked about. If anybody else has some other tips for this, please drop it down below. This is going to be the big struggle point for everybody. Last but not least, we're moving on to Psychedelic. This is going to be kill 2 or more enemies rapidly 25 times in multiplayer. Now this is also a great one to do in hardcore just because of how fast you can kill people. I did this one in free-for-all and the combined arms. Combined arms just because there's a ton of people, especially on the shit map. You can take them right out of their spawn as they're crossing over on the zip lines and get 2 kills very easily that way. Or in free-for-all, you're constantly running into people and you should be able to do this fairly easily. By the time that I reached max level, I was able to have this completed. I could see how this would be one of the last ones that you would be able to do alongside the science. But also, the setup that I'm about to show you guys will help out with this. Once you complete all of that, y'all will get the gold camo. And from there, once you do it with all the SMGs, you will get diamond. And once you get gold for every single weapon, you will get the dark matter ultra, which, I mean, isn't too bad. They finally have something moving around, which is cool. I like it. So let's go ahead and jump into that other class setup here. I'll show y'all exactly what I run. A lot of these are going to be something that you unlock later, but feel free to change it around as you please. For my muzzle, I run the agency suppressor. This is going to help with that muzzle flash and vertical recoil control. You're losing a little bit of your effective damage range, but I wouldn't stress that too much. Next, for my barrel, I run the 9.5-inch reinforced heavy. This is going to help with that effective damage range we just took away and your bullet velocity. This is going to help with longer ranges. Next, for my under barrel, I run the field agent grip to help with both vertical and horizontal recoil control. The magazine is going to be the 40-round speed mags, and the stock is going to be the Raider stock. Now, the Raider stock is going to help with your sprint to fire speed and your aim walking movement speed, which is exactly what you're going for. So that's my recommended attachments. Change it around how you please, but this is probably the best way to go to make this gun super overpowered. But anyways, that's going to be all of my tips and tricks for this video. If y'all have any recommendations for other people, make sure to drop it down below. Let me know what gun y'all want me to do next. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I will see y'all in the next one.